Coming up, presidential candidate Jay Inslee joins me to talk about his #1 issue, climate change. And good day, everyone. I'm Andrea Mitchell in Washington, where Democrats are on the attack over health care after President Trump was pressured by his own party to give up on the issue until after 2020, if then.
Translation: they have no health care plan. It's the same old song they've been singing. They're for repeal, they have no replace. President Trump confirmed that he will hold Americans hostage through the 2020 election when it comes to health care.
Joining me now to start us off, MSNBC senior political analyst Ashley Parker, White House reporter at The Washington Post, and MSNBC contributor Jonathan Capehart, a Washington Post opinion writer. Welcome both. Ashley, first to you. This is an all-out retreat in a tweet overnight after ramping up the healthcare attack inexplicably, despite warnings from Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell and others. Here, the president retreats and says, not so fast. We'll do it after 2020. What's going on here?
Well, it sure is. The irony or the interesting thing here is more frequently the president tweets things and his party is not very happy and they have to scramble to correct it. In this case, the president is tweeting something that Republicans and Republican leadership on Capitol Hill is incredibly happy about. They were very dismayed when the administration, the Justice Department, signed on to that lawsuit. They did not want to make healthcare an issue that Republicans were talking about or Republicans would own. They were saying publicly and privately that politically this was a winning issue if they let Democrats try to handle it, and the only thing they could do to harm themselves would be to say, we're going to come up with our own possibly quite unpopular plan. So the president punting this back to post the 2020 election makes a lot of, you're right, it is a retreat. It is a total 180 from what he said and was saying last week, but it makes a lot of sense politically for the president and for Republicans who frankly don't want to have to be responsible for coming up with their own health care plan with deep specifics.
And, of course, that lawsuit, they've still joined that lawsuit, but that's going to take its way creeping through the federal court system. Jonathan, there's no impending decision on health care. We've been debating this now. Democrats and Republicans have been debating it in this country for 10 years.
Right. The danger here with this lawsuit, yes, it's going to take a lot of time, but in that time, people's health care will be
It's an unbelievably complex subject. Nobody knew that healthcare could be so complicated. The Republican Party will soon be known as the party of healthcare. I mean it 100%. I understand healthcare now, especially very well. A lot of people don't understand it.
That was only last week, Ashley. That wasn't yesteryear. And we all know that it's the John McCain vote against the Obama repeal of health care, of Obamacare, rather than